Hey, what's happening? Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great Friday so far. Let's see. Do I have everything set up here? Just want to make sure. Drop my number on there. Everybody can. All right. I think I got everything good to go. So, how are you doing today? Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching live, if you are watching the replay, go ahead and comment where you're watching from as well. Love to know. So let me just get right to it. As you can see on my screen here, she made 12K in June. Oh man, I should have put up a. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Um, she made 12K in June just writing short letters. Right. So what I'm talking about today, the easy side hustle, is writing letters for the comfort of your home or from wherever you're at. You can do it. Uh, Large companies pay you up to $5 per letter and all you're doing is writing, handwriting, letters, short letters. I've been talking about this for weeks. It's very simple to do. But yeah, today we had our live Q&A session. We have two of those a week. So when you go and click on the link in the description below this video, uh, you'll learn all about how you can get access to a course, a membership that's going to teach you how you can write letters and get paid to write letters. And really, there's no limit on how much you can make. It's a 9 lesson course. Plus, you get ongoing support. Plus, we have people that check your work to make sure you're doing it correctly. Thank you for whoever jumped on and jumped off. Awesome. Must not want an easy way to make some extra money. So that's all good. Anyway, um, one of the things they said on the call, like they were talking about this opportunity and what it can do for people. And one of the ladies on there said she made $12,000 in June just writing these short letters. Like, is that insane or what? um, so, like, here's my letters. You can see mine. I got another 30. If you go back, watch my older videos. My video I did yesterday, pretty much any video, I usually show you. I have written my letters. I do 30 a day. In this case, if you want to do 12K, that's 600 letters a week. I typically send out 200 a week. So a little bit of a stretch, right? So let's just jump right to it. Like, what can you make doing this thing, right? Easily make an extra 500 to 1,000. I think it's safe to say the majority of people out there could use an extra 500 to $1,000 a month. I think that's pretty safe to say. Would you agree? If you agree, type a one if you agree. I'd love to see if we're in agreement. If you see this the way I see it, if you could use an extra 500 to 1,000 a month, that'd make a difference for you. Type a one. All right, and that's just barely scratching the surface. As you can see by this chart, you can make a whole lot more than just 500 to 1,000 a month. So, but anyway, to do that, all you need is 10 letters. 10 letters gets you to $250 a week, $1,000 a month. Let's jump down to 30 letters. That's $750 a week, $3,000 a month. That's only for 5 days a week. Could you do it 7 days a week? Could you write more? Absolutely, you could write more. For example, I told you the lady made $12,000 in June. She's making $3,000 a week writing simple letters. Now, I want to ask you a question, and it's kind of a stupid question, to be honest. Like, where else can you do that? Like doing something that requires virtually zero skill at the comfort of your own home. Oh, one of the things she said is that's all she does now. That's all she does is write. And she's all, I love it because, I write some, I go do something else. But that's what I do. I don't have to worry about talking to people. I don't have to worry about marketing. I just write letters. So if that appeals to you, if that's something that interests you in any way, if you could use some extra money, this could be something that could really benefit you. This could be something that could really help you and your family. Uh, so when I shared this with my wife that this lady made $12,000 writing letters, she said, "I'm going to do that." I was like, "Wow, okay." It's a lot of writing, but more power to you, right? But you get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? Like you do what you want to do. When I first started this, I started this back in January, and I started with 10 letters because I wasn't sure about it. At the time, there was really no evidence. There was no proof that this worked. Like there was only the lady that created the course. She said she made over $78,000 in 1 year writing letters. And it was her sister who also helped out with the course and was also writing. And that was all I had to go on. So logically, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, well, there's no way someone's going to put themselves on the line, take the time, put this all together if it didn't work. That didn't make sense to me. And at the time, we didn't have evidence. Like we didn't have proof other than that. So we're literally going off of two people. And we're also just kind of going off of basic logic, right? Like, so these are, companies that make a lot of money. Why would they go and screw us over? Why wouldn't they pay you? It doesn't make sense, right? You put this course together. So it doesn't make sense. I know there's people that are still skeptical, even though, I've been paid 15 times now. We have so much proof, evidence, results, testimonials out there. It's insane. More come in every day. Actually, I'm sorry. I've been paid 16 times because I got paid again yesterday. Forgot about that. So I've been paid 16 times now from writing short letters. Crazy, right? And it's simple. Like I start my day, I listen to music while I'm writing. I'll watch TV. I'll listen to a motivational, what is it? Motivational messages, videos. I don't know. I do other things while I do it. And, it's just not hard. Like I could think of so many things out there that don't pay what this pays that are way more challenging, that require way more skill. And, you think about just a regular job, just go to a regular job. Let's just say a low end job. Let's just say going to Target, right? I don't know why I pick on Target, but let's just say you go to Target. I don't know what Target pays. I don't know. But whatever it pays, I don't care what it pays. Think about this, okay? If you're working retail, because I've done retail in the past, you have no life. You're on a schedule that goes with the store, right? So you could be working morning, you could be working afternoon, you could be working nights, you could be working holidays. Like it doesn't matter. You have no say. Like you have to show up when they put you on that schedule. Unless I don't know, maybe they changed something and now you can work a fixed schedule. But whenever I worked retail or hospitality, I've worked I worked at Knott's Berry Farm at one time. That's in California. For I think it was like 5 years I worked there. I never had a say in what to like. Let me just use that as an example because that's a low paying job. I think at the time, and I worked my way up to be a top with what they call a shift leader. I had to do schedules for people, and whenever there was some incident that happened on the ride, I had to handle it, and there was a bunch of responsibility along with it. But I didn't get to choose what hours I worked. Like a lot of times I was working private parties, which was after hours and the park was closed. There were times where I was working graveyard shift and I didn't have a say like, well, we need you. You need to be here. That was it. So let me just look at that. Let's use that as an example. Okay. So I had to show up whenever, right? So weekend shot, holidays shot, except for Christmas. They weren't open in Christmas, but I think they are now. So that was shot. Like New Year's Eve, I had to work. Thanksgiving, I had to work. New Year's Day, I had to work. Right? You getting this? Like every holiday, I had to work. And I remember like I was working double shifts. I was working like 12 hours. We didn't have enough people. So I was working 12-hour days. And in the middle of summer, for example, I'll just use summer. So it's like 100 degrees out, 95, 100 degrees. There's no cool breeze because we're not that close to the ocean. So I'm out there sweating all day long in the hot sun. And I would say that's more difficult, and it pays way less. But I would say that's way more difficult than what I was doing when I was working at that amusement park. Another job I had working at Toys R Us. I worked at Toys R Us during seasonal when I was in college, right around Christmas time. Was that easier than writing letters? Well, let me think. Okay, I had to be there after going to school all day. I had to go over there, and I had to be there till like midnight every night. That's after being at school all day. And then what would happen is when the store closed, they would have me stay in there because we had to restock the shelves, right? Like go back or whatever it was called. Like people leave stuff everywhere, return stuff. We had to go back and put it all back on the shelves. We had to make sure everything was off the aisles before we even go home. They would lock us in and we couldn't leave. So maybe my shift was over at midnight, but I had to stay until all that stuff was done. So sometimes I didn't get out till 12:30, 1 o'clock. So is that easier? And then I had to constantly deal with customers. I had to constantly be stocking shelves. Is that easier? Another job I had, I worked in Lowe's Hardware, right? I was in I started as a loader. Let me just use that loader. That's like the dumb position. There's like no skill involved in that position. Again, I had to show up to work every day. And then a loader is basically you do everything. They need you to haul 100 pounds of cement bags into cars. You do that. You go get on a forklift and empty cement bags, broken cement bags. You go do that. My department was, what was it? I can't remember the name of it. But it had a lot of different parts, right? That I had to always have stocked up, always have in order. Then I had lumber, and every day I had to go in there to close. We had to start closing like 3-4 hours ahead of this time before the store closed. There was a procedure to close. And what I had to do is walk around and make sure all the lumber was straight, all the aisles were straight. I can go on and on. Like I used to be in the hot sun pushing those big, heavy carts and then the shopping carts and cleaning bathrooms. Is that easier than writing freaking letters? You see where I'm getting at? I can go on and on. I've had a lot of different jobs. I used to work in a warehouse where I drove a forklift all day long. And what we were doing is we were loading ovens, right? We're loading ovens. And the forklift had like these two clamps that came together like this. Anyway, the warehouse was really, really hot. We're working really long hours. I ended up getting, I think it was heat exhaustion, actually, because I was in this warehouse working these long hours. I just remember getting on the forklift, and for whatever reason, they put the pallets in wrong in the truck. So I had to drive the forklift into the truck and get the forks into the pallet to turn it around so I could pull it out. Anyway, I just remember it was so hot. I was tired. And the sound of the forklift, the beep, beep, the beeping sound of the forklift bouncing off my head, like it just piercing pain. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like almost falling asleep where I ended up getting heat exhaustion. I couldn't do that job anymore. Is that easier than writing letters at home in the comfort of your home, watching TV? I don't think so. And I can go on and on. Let's talk about online marketing, okay? Because I talked about regular jobs. Let's talk about online marketing now. What's easier? Coming on, okay. Let's talk about this, okay? Because some people tell me this is too expensive. It's $224.99, but that's too expensive, right? Okay, so let's say because I've seen so many of these, not recently, but these pop up from time to time, $10 opportunities, right? You got these $10 opportunities. They typically have a matrix. Is that easy? Yeah, it's $10, but is that easy? and they tell you you're going to make like $4,000 doing absolutely nothing, which is a complete bold-faced lie. But hey, if you want to believe it, go for it. Been doing this for over 12 years. I have some experience. I know what I'm talking about, but you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. But let me get back to that. Is that easier? Okay. So you paid $10. Yay, $10. You paid basically nothing. You paid less than a Chick-fil-A meal to start a business. Good job. Way to go. Way to really take some risk there, right? So now what? You're going to wait around for your matrix to fail, which will probably never happen? Or are you going to have to go out and start marketing? Are you going to go out and start sharing it with people? Are you going to go out and face rejection? Are you going to go to countless mindset training so you can get to the point where you believe that you can do it? I don't know. What's easier, freaking sitting down and writing some letters? Or do you want to go out there and, I have to overcome rejection. I have to overcome getting on video and fear of people making fun of me, or fear of people, doing something that, like talking bad about me or whatever, right? Like, is that easier? I've done all this stuff. So my point is, this is a stupid, simple thing you can do to make very good income. And in this case, I mean, $12,000 in a month, that's kind of the exception. Most people are not. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm going to say most people are not going to write that many letters. They're not going to. This person's hungry. And apparently they don't mind doing it. So why not? Why not? And I'm pretty sure like she had a high level paying job. I think she had a 6-figure job, but she prefers to do this. And the reason is because she could do it on her own time. She could do it at home. She doesn't have anyone giving her orders, right? Barking orders at her. She could watch TV. I mean, I don't know what her reasoning is, but I know she's very happy she's doing it. I mean, so the point is, whether you want to make an extra $500, an extra $1,000, maybe you want to make $1,000 a week, maybe you want to make more than that, you can do it by simply writing letters. So I'm just going to end with this. Let me just jump right down here. So what are we doing here? Obviously, we're writing letters. When you decide to get started by going here, copy what we do. I'll leave that up just for a second so you can see it. You're going to go to a page that talks about writing letters, getting paid $50 to $75 an hour to write letters. And then you're going to be able to see a short 4-minute video that walks you through the process. Okay. I advise you not to overthink this. This is absolutely, I hate to say easy. Okay. I've done a lot of things in my life. I have not come across anything that pays what this pays for the skill level that is involved here. I have not ever seen anything like it. Like it's still shocking to me that there are not more people running to get started with this. And there are people out there that are actually like, oh, well, this can't be real and all this nonsense. And they'd rather go to, their job that they're unhappy with, that they're barely making any money, than to write some letters. I'm not even saying quit your job. I'm saying add this on as supplemental income. That's what I'm saying. Or if you're in an online business already, maybe you're not making what you want to make, add this on as supplemental income so you can focus on growing your business. Does that make sense? It makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. I had a mentor once, and what he taught was to lead with a high ticket offer. And the reason you lead with a high ticket offer that pays you high commissions is because your expenses get paid quickly because you're leading with this high ticket offer, right? Your expenses get paid. And then on the back end, you have a lower ticket offer. That's what he would teach. Most people do it completely the opposite way. They're trying to build up a low ticket offer, and that just, it's very difficult. Like, it takes a while for you to get the income. So I think that writing these letters is kind of like a high ticket offer, because you could make $500,000 a week or more writing stupid, simple letters. So that will help you cover your expenses, which will help you grow your business on the side, on the back end. Or you don't have to talk about writing letters if you don't want to. There is a way to get paid when you refer people and share this with people. And, it's crazy to me. And I don't understand it. Some people just lack integrity. So there are people that come into this course, like they'll go through the course and they'll go out and they'll create their own course. So they'll take what they learned in the course and they'll go out and create their own course, like an ebook, let's say a $47 ebook. And what's so crazy to me about that, one, completely lacking integrity, for one. I mean, when you come into this, you kind of agree not to be doing that. But two, why would you do that? Why would you do that? They pay you, like if you decide you want to share this, they pay you 50%, or I don't know if it's 50%. They pay you $100 a sale, $100. Okay. Plus there's leveraged income in there as well. You make 50% match on anyone you refer within the matrix, in their matrix, anyone you refer, you make 50% match on whatever they earn in their matrix. So that could really add up over time. So to go out, steal someone's information, their hard work, they put the course together, they took the time to do it, to organize it, all of that stuff, right? And you go in and you steal it and you want to go and sell it for, let's say, $47, in an ebook. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You make $47, but you could be making $100, and you're not screwing someone over. You're not screwing over a whole community, but some people just, greed gets them, and they lack integrity. That's all it is. So anyway, getting back to this, when you decide to get started with this membership, you get a course that walks 9 lessons long, takes about 30 minutes. I went through it twice and I was ready to go. It's about 30 minutes to complete, very easy to follow, very easy to apply. And it's even more in depth than it was when I started, because they went back because people were asking, certain questions kept popping up. So they addressed those questions in the training right away. So it's a little more in depth than it was when I started. And then what happens is, we teach you exactly what to write. We show you who to write to. We check your work. That's huge, because within our membership base, about 60% of those that submit their templates to the template team, where they go and check over everything and make sure you're doing it right, 60% have it wrong. So if you were to go out and try to do this on your own, what's to say you do it right? Maybe you make a mistake and that ends up costing you money and time, because you spent all this time writing and you spent all this time, all this money on your supplies, right? And you did it wrong because you wanted to cut corners. You didn't want to pay the small membership fee. You didn't want the extra support. You wanted to do it on your own, whatever the reasons, but it ends up costing you time and money. That typically happens, okay? Because there's certain things that you're probably not aware of that cost you. For me personally, it wasn't an issue. I happily paid the membership. I did not want to go and try to figure this out on my own. I did not want to go through the process of making the mistakes and then not getting paid. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to go right to the source, learn exactly what I needed to do, and get it done. That was it. Okay, so, and then you just mail the letters and you get paid. That's it. Okay, so that's how the process works. If you'd like to learn more about this, like I said, go here. Link is in the description as well. And I think that's all I got to cover today. Hope you have a great weekend. I appreciate you for stopping by. Those of you that hopped on and hopped off, thanks for at least taking a peek. If you're with that, make it a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on the next one.